This is Gamer Bros Radio, all the way from the Atari 2600 to the consoles we have today. We do the reviews so you don't have to, as well as talk about the best and the worst games from every console. So sit back and grab your gaming controller, because gaming just got real. And now, as heard on iHeartRadio and Spreaker, here are the Gamer Bros. The Gamer Bros, presented by Spreaker.com. Discover thousands of broadcasters and musicians. Be a part of the community to be heard. Sign up for your free account now at Spreaker.com. And we're also presented by iHeartRadio, where you can listen to thousands of radio stations online and on the app at iHeart.com. What's going on, Gamer Bros? This is episode number 74 of the Gamer Bros, alongside Breach and our special guest for the evening, Silent Hero Live. I'm Hurricane, and welcome in to TGB Radio. This is our second episode of the week, something that rarely ever happens, but we are excited to be here tonight with our special guest, and of course, alongside the main man, Breach. Breach, how we doing tonight, man?
I'm just living the dream one day at a time, you know. Just playing some games, having a nice chill Saturday, sipping on some brews.
I wish I could be saying the same. I'm sipping on some Diet Coke right now. I don't have any brewskis in front of me, but you know, I'm kind of feeling the vibe, too. This is kind of a nice, smooth setting that we got here, but I also want to introduce into our special guest for the evening from Twitch, Silent Hero Live. Want to welcome in Chris, and I also want to welcome in Ricky. Guys, welcome to the Gamer Bros.
Thanks for having us, guys. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, pleasure very much. God, yes.
Well, we're very excited to have you guys along, and we've definitely been keeping tabs on you guys. Of course, Breach, let me know
That's
about
true.
you guys. Breach was telling me all about you guys. He was saying, "Hey, I would love to have these guys on the show. What do you think?" And I said, "Absolutely." I watched some of your guys' VODs on Twitch. I think you guys do an amazing job. First of all, I think you guys
Thank you
do
very
an
much.
awesome job on Twitch, not only entertaining your viewers, but also getting them interacted and kind of, you know, getting them involved in what you guys do also on Twitch. But you guys kind of do just not just more than that, but you guys are very new to the Twitch scene, and you don't see a lot of new Twitch streamers start to get noticed real quick right off the bat, and that's something that you guys have kind of like leapfrogged. You guys are starting to get noticed. You guys are getting more people viewing your streams than some people are getting in their, you know, they've been on Twitch for, you know, 5-6 years. So that's pretty amazing too. So really real quick, just to kind of start off things, what kind of got you in to want to start streaming on Twitch and the way you guys do it?
I would say like what really got us into it is where we came from, the fighting game community background, where we went to a lot of tournaments and stuff. Back in the day when like Wednesday Night Fights was broadcast on like Justin TV and things like that. Just kind of discovered this whole realm of, hey, people actually want to watch you play games.
Oh, yeah.
What's the one thing we're good at in life?
I know, it's just the aspect of being able to do kind of like a multitask like that is it's amazing. I get to play a game and entertain people, and that's something I've always enjoyed in life. I like seeing people laugh because I'm doing something that I enjoy, and I love telling jokes.
So this is kind of like, so Twitch is being kind of like a way to really kind of like express like all the things that you've been doing in gaming, kind of like behind the scenes by not streaming. So you're kind of putting your actual persona and your personality out on Twitch, so you can kind of like open yourself up to like everyone to say, hey, this is how I am, chilling back, playing some fantastic, you know, whether it be like retro games or, you know, fighting games, so on and so forth. Because I mean, you guys have a huge lineup of games that you guys play. I mean, I just watched the other night, I think it was your Retro Fridays stream, which was really, I mean, it was 2 hours of just sheer like enjoyment, just like watching your guys' VOD. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch it live. I'm always busy. I barely get to watch anybody live on Twitch, so I usually watch people's VODs. And you know, the Retro Fridays, I mean, that's something that honestly, every Friday I can actually start looking forward to actually watching that now, because I really, really enjoyed it.
Oh, I love hearing that. That is like one of the best compliments you can give us, is letting us know that you enjoy what we do.
Oh, yeah.
Because like what I love about Twitch that I think is like better than trying to do something like this on YouTube is everyone on YouTube has a persona. It's a character that they act. When you're watching us on Twitch, that's just us. We're not acting characters. We don't have a script. We don't have, oh, we got to make sure that we jump at this jump scare and, pretend like we're shocked. No, like you get raw us when you're watching us on Twitch. So it's pretty much like it's an awesome way for us to do this stuff that we always did, but just share it with a broad spectrum of people.
So, like, what you were saying, like, you were talking about how you were, like, timing for the jump scares. You're not trying to be, like, a PewDiePie. You're not trying to be a Markiplier. You're trying to be Chris and Ricky. I mean, that's exactly who you're trying to be. You're not trying to be somebody else, which, honestly, in today's age on Twitch, so many new users are trying to mimic popular streamers, and it's just...
Everyone wants to be the next.
Exactly. Everybody wants to be the next best thing on Twitch, whether it be on YouTube, Twitch, Mixer, or wherever you're putting up your media for gaming, or so on and so forth.
I'll give you a hint. It's not on Mixer. That's not where they're putting it up.
Well, I mean, we have to give props to Microsoft too. I mean, they're trying a new thing, and I mean, so far it's working. I mean, they're getting a lot of people that are moving over from Twitch over to Mixer because of the the certain values that Mixer's getting. But that's another show for another time, so we're not going to get into that. So, Chris, Ricky, first of all, again, I think you guys did an awesome job on your Retro Fridays. That's so far that is the only thing I've watched from you guys, but I'm definitely going to be watching more, and I'm going to be looking forward to Retro Fridays. Kind of go into some of the games that you guys play on Twitch. I know you guys have a huge spectrum of games, whether it be Final Fantasy, Punch-Out, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, definitely one of my all-time favorites, not only because it's a fighting game, but I was really into the NES back in the day. But just kind of go into some of the games that you guys like to play and like to entertain your viewers and followers with.
Well, what's really kind of hit us home and what our main focus, like Monday through Thursdays, how this really all kind of came to be, to tie into a question earlier, is we've been like on Twitch for probably about 2, 3, 4 years, somewhere around in there, but we didn't take Twitch seriously. It was something that we would do like once a month. When we actually started taking Twitch seriously is Ricky and I had this grandiose idea of, hey, let's play through and beat the entire Final Fantasy franchise.
Oh, yeah. Like, at first, it's a task we didn't realize how big it was. And then, like, in all truth, our first attempt, we failed. And then this year, we're people that we do not settle for something when we don't do it. So we decided to, hey, remember that challenge we set for ourselves a couple years back? We were like, yeah, let's redo that and let's do it better. And each progressing game we have played of Final Fantasy, we have managed to do 2 to 3, if not 4 times better. And honestly, it's been twice as fun this time around. And I love it.
That's actually pretty interesting. I mean, we kind of talking about how you guys kind of got in the sync of wanting to actually do something on Twitch. You're starting to get to the point where you guys are kind of getting serious. You're wanting to complete a goal. You guys talk about how you guys didn't complete that goal, but that didn't stop you. See, a lot of people nowadays, if they try and put something on Twitch, whether it be like, doing like a 24-hour stream, I mean, Breach knows. I tried to do a 24-hour stream once and I failed. Have I done one since then?
I've done them too. I've hit that 16, that 20-hour mark, and you're just like, oh,
yeah.
This
I think
isn't happening right now.
Yeah. Breach actually sat in for a good part of 6 hours on my 24-hour stream. I made it 13 hours. I couldn't go anymore. I just couldn't do it. And
that's still impressive.
Yeah,
though.
I mean, and I just couldn't do it. I mean, and I had a lot of people come in and like were pulling for me, and I upset a lot of people. I just told the guys, I said, listen, guys, I've hit a brick wall. I said, no Monster Energy, no Red Bull, no caffeinated drink is going to get me going again. I have to go to bed. And this was like, I don't know, I think I started, in the early mornings, wasn't it, Breach? I was like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. or something like that.
I think you did the same time frame I always tried to, which is start at like 5 a.m. So
yeah, it was
you can get a nice, good groove throughout the day, and you're not up ridiculously late into the night by
Yeah.
24-hour stream standards.
Yeah, yeah. So at least you're starting in the morning and they're going to be ending in the morning. But I just couldn't do it. I think I got to the point where I was at, I think, like 1 a.m. and I just hit a brick wall. Or I think it was actually, no, it was like 9 p.m., 10 p.m., I think. But no, I just hit a brick wall. But what I'm trying to get to is a lot of people try and set out goals on Twitch and they don't achieve them, so they take a step back and they don't do something like that again. Whereas what we're talking about here is you guys have mentioned that you guys failed, but that didn't stop you guys there. You guys continued on from there. You guys wanted to improve. So I mean, that's something that not a lot of people have the mentality to do, especially when it comes to media and trying to entertain people. So I mean, that's huge. First of all, I mean, that's awesome.
Well, I mean, you know what they say: get knocked down 50 times, stand up 51.
I like that.
So, I mean,
I like
like
that.
if you, it's the nature of the business. Like if you really want to take this seriously, if you really want to succeed, you just have to accept the fact that most of your attempts aren't going to work. You just, I think I gave the analogy to Breach that I'm the chef that didn't have any pasta left to serve because I threw every noodle against the wall to make one stick.
I like that. I like that.
I like that a lot, actually.
That's
And
pretty
that's-
neat. That's deep.
That's pretty much how
That's
we
deep.
handle it. So it's like, yeah, we tried, it didn't work, got back on the horse, kept going at it.
That's pretty awesome. So we're talking about present day right now. Right now, I kind of want to switch scenes. I want to talk a little bit about the past. You know, you guys growing up in kids in video games. What got you into video games, and what system did you guys start on? I mean, I know you guys are real deep in, like, you know, I mean, Nintendo stuff, you know, old retro type stuff. Really, what got you into gaming and wanted you to kind of, you know, follow a path towards this?
All right, Ricky, I'll go ahead and let you take this one first.
What got me into gaming was actually my father. I was a child, and I was really, really amazed at Mario 1. And my dad was like, hey, try it. I would say I was like 3 years old. And obviously at first I was a little kid, so I sucked at it. And from there I progressed and got better. But my most fun with the video game, and I'm glad you brought this up because I actually thought about this today. I would say 5, 6 years old, was Mario Brothers 3. And like that right there, like at that age is something I realized that, hey, I want to be into gaming. This is something I want to do when I grow up. Because Mario Brothers 3 was actually the first video game I ever beat on my own. And it was with my dad, actually. And ever since then, games have been my life.
That's pretty awesome. So, okay, so we got Ricky's point. Now I want to know, Chris, what got you into gaming when you were a kid?
Alrighty, well, my first video game console that I ever played was an NES, though I have no memory of it because I was really young. Apparently, I was born on an Air Force base.
Okay, all right.
And apparently on base, there was an NES that you could rent. And apparently my parents used that as a cheap babysitter. I have no memory of this. My first memory of like actually playing a console was the Super Nintendo. When we came home with the Mario All-Stars cart and NCAA football.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And of course, everybody, I mean, we have a lot of young audiences that listen into our show. Unfortunately, the young audience never grew up with, you know, like the college football, college basketball games. Of course, back then, you only got like 15 teams, maybe, on those games.
Yeah.
Not the ones that you would go back and see on PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3 where you had 200 and something teams in college football and college basketball.
I was super lucky because, like, I don't think we really addressed this, but we're from Tennessee.
Oh, the volunteer state. Oh, boy.
Yep. And it just got luck of the draw that the game actually does have the volunteers on it. So I got to actually play with my local team.
Good old Rocky Talk, Tennessee. You know, I love their fight song whenever they come out of the tunnel. You know,
Oh, yeah.
the whole Rocky Top. You know, it's a statewide song, but it's ingrained in Tennessee University sports.
It is rooted in Tennessee football. Like,
Yes.
we live about 35-ish minutes from Neyland Stadium.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Right in the heart of SEC country. Wow.
Yes, sir.
That's actually pretty neat. So, okay, so you grew up playing. You have no memory, but you grew up playing the NES, but distinctively remember playing the SNES. I mean, besides the SNES, I mean, when you were a child, I mean, what kind of grabbed you apart about video games that really made you go towards kind of your love for video games?
It's really hard to say. Like, a lot of it was just like being able to spend time with mom, where we'd play like Donkey Kong and stuff. So I kind of developed just that like camaraderie side of the gaming world, where it was just like something that you could share with somebody else, and you're both having fun, both having a good time. When I would say that it like became something that I was like, hey, I could make a life out of this, quote unquote, would be probably around the time that the N64 hit and Super Smash Brothers became a thing.
Oh wow. Okay, so at that time, I mean, you were like thinking about maybe like like the, I mean, I'm trying to think back. They had speedrunning tournaments back then, didn't they?
If they did, I wasn't aware of it. The tournaments that we entered, actually, both of us, because we had met by this time at the local Game Crazy, had all kinds of like different rule sets. Like the NES tournament was high score. Smash Brothers was your typical like fighting game tournament.
Yeah, I think most of them up at that point was still high score. I mean, every once in a while you'd have like a speed run combined with high score, but for when Twin Galaxies dominated the whole market with that, it was all about high scores, and this is a story for another show, but people lying about their scores and posting impossible ones. So
basically just like letting it all out and saying like, you're never going to beat this, even though it was probably a lie. But distinctively, I remember growing up and watching, I cannot remember the movie, but it had the kid from Wonder Years in it. About the Nintendo,
Wizard.
Yeah, the Wizard. Yes, I distinctly grew up. Remember watching that movie and wanting to become a Nintendo World Champion.
California.
Oh my gosh! Yes, I mean honestly, I mean when you think about, that, I mean it's the and the deaf dumb blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. I mean a pinball wizard. I mean that's essentially what this kid was. He was a Super Mario, whatever, I mean all the games combined wizard. I mean he was just a wizard at playing video games. And so growing up, I wanted to be that kid. I wanted to be in one of those tournaments. And unfortunately, they just recently, was it a year ago or a couple years ago, redid the Nintendo World Championship, didn't they?
Yeah, back in 2015.
2015, that's right. I forget. Yes, because I remember we had a show about it. I don't think I paid one bit attention to it. Unfortunately,
Yeah, it was Cosmo and either John or Matt Numbers in the championship there.
Okay, yeah, I think I remember we talking about Cosmo being in the tournament or whatever. But yeah, I mean, growing up as a kid, you never would have thought like in today like there'd be like video game like tournaments like every week. Like no matter what game it was, there'd be a tournament for it. I mean, that's kind of how it is now, which is kind of crazy. But I mean, that's just so awesome, kind of going back to your childhood and kind of seeing how you guys grew up, on what console you guys grew up. Unfortunately for me, I mean, my console, whenever I grew up, I mean, I grew up on kind of like the in-between console. I was like, PlayStation N64. Didn't really get to kind of sink my hands into like Super Nintendo and NES, not until at least until I was in like junior high, and I found an NES at a garage sale and had games with it. So I experienced it at a later time. So there's been times where I've kind of gone back and thought, what, I wonder what would happen to me if I grew up at a different time, if I was born at a later time. Growing up and being able to play like the NES, would I have a better knowledge of like retro games that are considered retro now? Mm-hmm. Would I be more into those type of games instead of first-person shooters and sports games, which is what I'm into now? So it's kind of crazy. I mean, we've talked to a lot of people on this show and people with different backgrounds and how they got started in video games. But honestly, in my opinion, you guys, I mean, starting off at a very young age, and kind of getting your teeth into the early consoles with Nintendo. I mean, honestly, that's you guys are probably one of the best stories. Guys talking about how you play with your parents, because that kind of it reminds me of me and my dad. My dad and I loved playing Gran Turismo on PlayStation 1. I don't know if you guys remember that game or not.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
And my dad and I loved it so much that he actually went out and bought the gas pedal and steering wheel for the game.
That's so cool.
So he and I would sit in front of our RCA 50-inch screen TV, and you guys remember those back in the day, those big,
those 300-pound TVs.
300-pound TVs. He and I would sit in front of that TV hours upon hours, literally playing each other. Like, I would go once, and then he would try to beat my time, he'd beat my time, and then I would try to beat his time, and we would go back and forth, doing trial runs and stuff for, like, Castrol and Castrol GTX and all the, like, the name brand stuff that was on the game. Of course, that was, like, one of the first games ever to have, like, sponsored, like, I hate saying like, but, like, sponsored companies in a video game, which not a lot of people know about. I mean, that was had sponsorships upon sponsorships in the game. So it was like one of the first ones. So it was kind of like a groundbreaking type thing. So whenever you mention, playing, games with your mom, playing games with your dad, I really have a kind of a real kind of like a niche to that, because I enjoyed playing Gran Turismo with my dad so much. I tried to get him into other games, but when it comes to racing games, I mean, anybody can play racing games. Anybody.
Right.
So it's like the easiest thing to be able to kind of get with people with on that. So, but I mean, playing with your parents and growing up and being able to kind of connect with them and playing video games, I don't know if there's anything better, really.
Well,
in my
see, and I'm
opinion.
glad that you actually mentioned that, because to loop it back to what we do, that's kind of the whole point of why we just present it as ourselves. Is because, like, when you're in the Silent Hero chat and you're watching us play, your family, your friends, this is a connected thing, because we want to maintain that feeling that you had, like, when you were playing with your cousin, and you're playing with your mom, your dad, the neighbor kid across the street that your mom made you invite over.
That kid, by the way,
We've all been there.
he had great games, but he smelled like shit.
You tolerated it because he had the attachment so you could play and Knuckles.
Oh,
But,
man.
yeah, like when you're hanging out and you're chilling with us, that's what we want that feeling to be. We want that to be like you're a part of this ride with us.
And that's
Like,
pretty special.
And one of the things that we do to try and to keep the engagement going is, like, in a lot of the Final Fantasies, you can name, like, your characters or, like, little summons that you get. We allow a lot of our frequent viewers and people that come, like, and our subscribers and stuff like that, to call out what they want to be named in the game.
That's pretty
So
neat,
that way
actually.
it's kind of like you're along for the ride with us. I mean, you devoted your time to watch us play a game.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the least we can do is to make you feel welcome and put you in the ride with us somehow.
That is I love that. It really it's like kind of how, I mean, Breach and I have been together for that made it sound really weird, but Breach and I have been friends for a very 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 long
Broadcasting
time.
Partners.
Broadcasting partners for a very long time.
That kind of partner, broadcasting partner, not any other kind of partner.
Yeah. But we've been friends for a long time, and honestly, whenever I got streaming 4.5 years ago, we started with Minecraft. And one way to kind of get our viewers kind of really intrigued into the Minecraft stream that we were doing, and really kind of try and really push the entertainment, is if you were one of our frequent viewers and you tried to communicate with us, chat with us, ask us questions, we would actually put you in stone and get you a character head and put it up on a pedestal on a wall. It was our wall of viewers.
Oh,
And
that
so-
is really cool.
Oh,
That
it
is
was
really pretty
it was
cool.
it was the one I mean, it was a huge hit. I mean, we had people coming back episode after episode after episode, and they really really enjoyed it. And we were like, I said, this is something that we were gonna do no matter what. I mean, if you were somebody that was really friendly and we really enjoyed talking to you, or you were like really helpful in chat, or you come back and watch us time after time, I mean, you're gonna be on the wall, because we were just starting out, and we thought it was the coolest thing that people were coming in and spending their time, just watching us, us trying to entertain them. And so,
Well, and Shane says we on that. That was 100% his doing, giving back to the fans. I was busy off fucking fishing on an island somewhere.
well, you were putting your time in and making sure that we all had food. So I mean,
Exactly, food and bows.
food and bows, and whether it be enchanted items that you happen to pull out with your magic fishing pole or whatnot. But no, I mean it was one of the coolest things that we ever did, and and the viewers love that stuff. They love it, and I mean, and it's not trying to be grabby or anything, and we're not trying to grab you and get you interested in for that. We're trying to show you that we appreciate you for being there, and that's why we're putting you up on
and
the
not to
wall.
get like soapboxy or preachy or anything,
Yeah.
but I feel like that's where a lot of the big name streamers really lose sight of the goal.
Yes.
It's when you're performing, it's not about you. This is not a show for you. You can't get caught up in the numbers game or chasing analytics and stuff like that.
Nah, brah, subs and views.
Right. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Mash that.
Mash that motherfucker like
We'll
button.
do a giveaway at 5,000 subs.
Break
Yeah,
that
like
mouse
it's-
button, hitting that like button. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do that. Without your fans, you're nothing.
Yeah.
And if you aren't giving back to them, like, they're the whole reason you made it this far.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are nothing without them. You are nothing without the person that is watching you.
You can't forget the people that helped you when you were nothing.
Exactly.
And, taking this serious now, like I've never really noticed it before, but every freaking body really drives that. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And I'm just like, is this a cult?
Yeah, no, seriously, it's bad. Like we'll do a giveaway at 150 subs. We do 149 subs. Fuck you, but 150, we'll do a giveaway.
Yeah, no, I mean it's and I'm not gonna lie, I've been guilty of it too. There were times where I think it was a couple years ago I was wanting to go to QuakeCon and fly, and so I put up a donation bar, and I gave away 2 loot crates if we reached a certain goal, and so basically whoever donated got put into a pot, and I drew out 2 names, and whoever won those, I sent them a loot crate, which it happened. But going back to what you were saying, I mean, the gimmicks on trying to get people to give you money, I mean, I've been guilty of it. I mean, a lot of people have been guilty of it, and it's not the fact that, we're asking for money. We're just, we're trying to get involved. We're trying to get you involved, and if you want to donate, we're not forcing you to donate. We're just giving you an option like, hey, if you donate, you're going to be entered into, winning, a loot crate. But a lot of times, streamers are out there saying, hey, you should donate to my channel, blah blah this, blah blah that. Just donate. I'll put your name on my donation wall if you donate.
Yeah, I'll clarify my statement by saying, like, if you're doing giveaways and stuff like that, I mean, that's still engagement. The problem that I have are the people that are just like, will just beg for donations. Just, hey,
Oh God.
pay my bills for me, please.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's
Those that are like, hey, talking in chat's a privilege for subs.
Yeah, oh my God. I can't believe that was an option that Twitch even
Why-
gave me.
yeah,
I was like, really? No.
sub only chat. I just don't understand why that's like you said. Why is that even an option? Why would I have to click on that? I mean, it's
You have to pay me $5 before you can talk to me.
yeah. That's
Like, what
And I'm
kind of
still-
self-serving...
Part of the chat. Yeah, no.
it's like sitting on a street corner and saying, "Hey, if you want to talk to me, just throw a $5 bill in my hat." I mean,
He's
it's
holding a sign, we'll talk for money.
Talk for money. Yes. I mean, seriously. I mean, Twitch is awesome, and I think they've taken a right step by giving small-time streamers the ability to be able to earn money through bits. And if you got affiliated with bits, then you also are able to get subscribers now, which I think is fantastic. I mean, it's giving the small person the ability to kind of, try and at least make a living on Twitch if they wanted to, which honestly, if you're trying to make a living on Twitch and you're doing it for the wrong reasons, then you're not going to make it. You're
Right.
not going to make it. Now, if you're there, I mean, if this is like an enjoyment type thing, like for instance, for me, I mean, I enjoy streaming to people because I like meeting new people. I like engaging myself and meeting new people. Like, there are so many people that I've met on Twitch that I've now met in real life. I mean, it's insane the amount of people that I've actually met in real life that have watched me on Twitch, and it's so like cleansing, if I say, because like a lot of times when you go online and you play games on like multiplayer, you meet people, but you know, it's really hard to engage with them because it's just that type of thing. But if you show yourself out, and you put a webcam on with your gameplay and you stream, and you get somebody in there that's really, you know, really nice, you know, they compliment you, and they're there for the enjoyment and the entertainment that you're trying to give them. And then you get to meet them in real life, and then they tell you like how much they've, you know, how much you've changed their life, you know, just by, you know, like words of wisdom, like, you know, them, like for instance, I don't mean to get on a talking train here, but I had a young kid in my stream. It was a couple years ago, and you know, he was going through a really rough time. His parents, you know, I think they just got a divorce, and you know, he was just getting through high school. He was a junior, and you know, he was talking about how tough it was, and you know, I was really trying to relate with him, and I was just telling him there are better times ahead. You know, I said this is going to be a rough time, and it's going to be a testing time, because not only are the two people in your life that you care about the most not together anymore, I mean your parents, but you know, you love them so much you don't want to show favoritism to one or the other. And I said your parents are going to love you no matter what. No matter what you do, your parents are always going to love you. No matter what you do, no matter what you say to them, no matter, you know, your life stuff, your parents are always going to love you, and they're always going to be there for you no matter what. Right. And so I just told him, I said just make sure that you treat your parents with kind and respect, and just love them unconditionally no matter what, even if even through this divorce, because they're not doing it because they don't like you. They're doing it because they want to make sure that, you know, that they're happy with you and you're happy with them. Because I mean, I told him, I said I have tons of friends who have had parents get divorced, and you know, it's never been it's ugly in the beginning, but later on in life you'll see that it was for the best.
Yeah.
You know, and I met him, I think it was a year later, and he was talking to me and how much that changed him, and you know, towards, you know, thinking about how his parents, you know, were getting a divorce, and he said actually they're the best of friends now. They're both remarried, and I said that's awesome. That's awesome. You know, so it's stuff like that really kind of like, you know, like getting engaged with your viewers, because you start to get to know who they are, and you try to like help them out, because you might have some words of wisdom, or you might have been in their place before.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, like if my life experiences can help out somebody else, then it was definitely worth me going through it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So I got a question that's a lot less heavy of a topic than we've been on. Just kind of
Yes, please jump in this.
How do you guys choose your games? Like I know we talked about, you know, big ass Final Fantasy challenge, like, hey, let's just make a poor decision here and tackle 20 games in a row. How do you guys decide what you want to play on stream?
As much as I would love to tell you that me and Ricky go into the office and we have spreadsheets and we hash it out and we discuss on like who's going to be better suited for this and that, it's literally, hey, what do you want to play today?
Yeah. We will be at work texting each other. Hey, you want to play this tonight?
Sure,
why not?
let's do it.
Yay.
So it's just the kind of like the Russian roulette of choosing games. You just throw one out there, like, hey, we're gonna play this.
Pretty much, like between the two of us, we have like experience in probably 10,000 games. So it's just whatever we're feeling that particular mood.
Have you guys ever thought about maybe doing like a game wheel? Like, you know, you guys pop your Twitch up, and then that night you guys like have like a little spin wheel and you spin it, and then whatever it lands on, that's the game you play.
You just gave us an idea.
I mean, I've always thought that would be an awesome idea if somebody ever did that.
Yeah, I mean, you've technically already given us 2 ideas this stream. I'll let
Boom.
you guess which ones.
Well, I'm guessing the well, I mean, okay, the spin wheel, the spin wheel, and I mean, I don't know.
Standing outside to make people pay me $5 to talk.
Oh man, but no, seriously. I mean, I think that'd be awesome. I think that would be really cool.
I do like that. That is a cool idea.
And oh god, what day would this be on though?
Oh man, we would probably work it into like a Friday stream.
Yeah,
or
like a
something
Friday.
Like that.
Yeah, like
That's not a
retro
bad
Friday.
way to deal with the influx of requests you got for Retro Friday games.
Oh yeah, that was a good idea on paper.
That was just a night. That's all I gotta say.
Oh.
That was an interesting night for sure.
So I'm
interesting
assuming
day.
you guys get a lot of requests.
Well, we opened the floodgates.
Oh.
Yeah, we straight up, we were just like, what do you guys want to see for Retro Fridays? And then here it came.
And what's bad is I was the one throwing out the games too.
Oh man. But that's a great
By the way,
thing, though.
if,
That's a great thing.
If you feel you need to take a break from talking there, Chris, feel free to open up that video I sent you on Twitter.
Oh boy.
It's about 15 seconds, no worries.
All right, I'm watching
And
it
then,
now.
and then after I get his reaction to it, I'm going to tell you guys, new listeners, what it is.
So okay, so okay, so while Chris is watching that,
Oh, what the fuck?
well, there we go.
We
That was quick.
This would be a good time to kind of fill in listeners. So I've been playing some games with Chris and Ricky, and we have a race that may be going up on YouTube relatively soon. No spoilers as to who won it or what game it really is even. But one of our upcoming projects may be Legend of Zelda, and so this time I've just been sitting here dicking around on Zelda while we talk. Clipped a nice little video of doing block clip and sent it straight over to him just to let him know what he's got to look forward to.
Wow. Instant. That's pretty
Castlevania,
awesome.
all I gotta say.
Oh, that one will go up eventually.
Oh, speaking of Castlevania, did you guys see on Netflix where the Castlevania Season 1 is up?
I think my girlfriend and I are going to watch that tonight once the show is over.
I'm
Not
kinda
had a chance to
excited.
see it yet.
I'm
but
kind of excited.
Really excited.
I haven't seen it yet, so I might dip
it's
into
good.
that. I might dip into that at like 2 a.m. this morning whenever when I'm still awake.
It's good.
Apparently, it's a pretty easy binge too.
Yeah, so it's a
Yeah.
4-episode run, like 20 or 30 minutes an episode. Really easy to watch, really enjoyable, and it does it to avoid any kind of spoilers. It does a good job of building up to what it's going to
If
be.
it's anything like binge watching Stranger Things, I'm sure it's going to be awesome.
Think
Howdy.
like binge watching an episode of Stranger Things. That's more like the length you're going to be in for.
Oh wow. Okay, awesome. All right, so I have to ask this question, Chris, and I mean I know you guys are best friends. First of all, you and Ricky are best friends. So what do you guys do away from gaming? What do you guys do? I mean, if you don't mind me asking, what do you guys do away, like in IRL?
There's an away from games.
Is there? I think there is, isn't there?
I don't understand the question. Could you use it in a sentence, please?
Can I phone a friend?
So what do you guys do away from gaming? What do you guys do in your free time away from free time playing games?
Free time? We both work 40-hour-a-week jobs and do Twitch. What is this free time you speak of?
So I'm guessing that there is no other hobbies besides playing video games.
Pretty much like I'll answer for me right now. My life consists of wake up, go to work, come home, stream, go to bed, repeat until the weekend, and then spend as much time as I can with my girlfriend.
It doesn't sound too bad at all.
I'm pretty much living the dream.
Gotcha. Do you mind me asking what you do for a living?
I am the electronic sales associate for Walmart.
All right. Well, at least at least you know what you're talking about. There's sometimes where I go into Walmart and I ask like, "Hey, where are the GoPros at?" And the guy's like, "What's that?"
Oh, yeah, trust me, I know.
Did you say you need a Progo?
And I'm not trying to throw ageism in here, but I see way too often people that are in their like 60s and 70s who have retired and they're trying to just find something to kind of keep them busy in their lives, and they get stuck in electronics. And I'm like, you have no business there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's our third shift guy, actually.
Yeah, you have no business there. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but like, if I have to go find something and I have no idea where it is, and I have to ask
It is a
somebody
thing.
that
I mean,
doesn't
we
know
all
it
have
either.
That experience. It's like that first Avengers movie when Robert Downey Jr. is telling Captain America, like, "Hey, what does it look like in the panel there? It appears to run on some form of electricity." It's exactly what you run into sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, I'm not trying to throw ageism in there, and I'm not trying to be mean or hurtful, but yes, I mean, it's nice to finally hear somebody that has that job in that department who knows probably what they're talking about and knows where things are.
Before that, I was a store manager for GameStop for about 5 years.
Oh, yeah. We could probably talk an entire episode on that, couldn't we?
Oh, dude, you want to get me back on to talk trash on GameStop? Let's go.
There's been times where we've talked trash on GameStop on this show. There's been plenty of times. As a matter of fact, I just saw I think it was a news article about GameStop about their Circle of Life getting taken out, right?
Ooh. Oh, I can tell you some stories.
Can we hear one real quick? Just one quick story?
Oh, God. How do I pick one? Other than, in Star Wars The Force Awakens?
Yeah.
When Rey is just, like, gushing all over Han Solo.
Yeah.
And then Han Solo, just with the most stern look, just goes, "It's true. All of it."
That I'm frightened right now to know exactly what has happened at GameStop now.
Oh, man.
Because everything I've probably heard is probably true.
It probably is.
Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Well, like I said, we would love to have you on another show for that one.
Most people have heard is an understatement.
That's even worse. But no, that would definitely be another show, and we would love to have you back on for that specific reason, for sure. So, kind of getting back into you guys. So talk a little bit about really with kind of what you guys are doing now. Like what do you guys have planned for the future for you guys' Twitch channel?
I mean, really, sky's the limit. I want to take it as far as it'll go, grow as big as we can, and just build a family, build a core.
Continue having the mindset of, hey, this is something for fun.
Right.
If we can turn this into a career, that's fantastic. At the end of the day, that's fantastic. But every day when we sit on this couch, we're just literally playing a game, having fun. The only difference is there's a camera and we meet new people. And that's what I liked about the most. Like I was telling Chris, like when we first started this, we were like literally on the worst possible setup known to freaking man.
Oh, man.
We played Donkey Kong Country 1 on a Retron. An
Oh.
old Retron. Was it 2 or 3?
I think it was a
Before
Retron.
they got sued.
Yeah, before they got sued.
And we had like horrible color. We could not see the game.
There was no webcam, and our microphone was a Rock Band microphone that
Hey.
was dangling from the ceiling.
Any way you can get it going. I mean, that's the way you got to start. I mean, seriously.
You know what? Say what you will about those Rock Band microphones, though. All 4 of my my Breach's Big Game Hunter Borderlands 2 Raid Boss video guides were done with a Rock Band mic.
I do. I remember you telling me about this, Breach. You were telling me that you were having trouble with your Rockman mic one day whenever you were trying to do a recording. Yes.
You can talk trash on it, but that little fucker does a wonderful job for what he is.
It set us up for a long time. But when we literally started playing, like we had nobody like really ever watch us play.
Streaming to an audience of none.
But we kept doing it because we was having fun. And somewhere along the way, life kind of happened, and we just kind of stopped. And where we wasn't enjoying it as much, that's why we kind of put things to the side. And then, like, what has it been, 3 months now?
Something like that.
When we restarted again, like, we were having fun, and then, Breach started coming in and talking to us. And, like, it started getting more and more fun. Breach became part of the family. And, like, we remembered, hey, this is what we set this out to be. This is what we want to do. And, kind of talking about the YouTube aspect, and, there's a lot of people out there who are, trying to help their audience, and I get that. But they forget the fun part of the aspect. They're really just playing games just because, hey, this is what's important right here. This is what will bring in the views. This is what will bring in the cash cow. And, you look at different YouTube channels, and you really don't see people playing games that they grew up and enjoy doing. And that's what I want to do. Like, if I can't sit down and say, hey, I'm playing a game because I want to, not because I'm expected to, then why would I want to do it?
Does anyone really enjoy Happy Wheels? Like, is that a game that people actually find fun?
I actually, funny enough, at work, I used to work at a radio station. I used to work in radio for about 3.5 years. There would be times that I would sit on my laptop and play Happy Wheels because it was just a lot more fun than just doing work. I mean, seriously, that's what Happy Wheels to me is. If I cannot find myself in enjoyment and I have to find happiness in, like, a Flash game, that's the game I go to.
Are you gonna play? But
I'm not gonna stream it.
Are you
I'm not
gonna
gonna
sit on
stream
the
it.
couch and I could play Modern Warfare 2, or I can play Happy Wheels? How many times are you gonna pick Happy Wheels?
0. I'm never gonna do that.
I don't know. Are we talking Modern 2 in its prime, or the hacked mess it's become?
Like launch day Modern Warfare 2.
Of course.
Okay, yeah, that's a no-brainer.
No, seriously. I've actually seen people get like 200-300 viewers, like, streaming Happy Wheels. How does that happen? How does that happen?
I don't understand.
Yeah, I just don't understand sometimes. But we're at the point of the show now. Actually, we're going to be talking about a little bit of some of the things that have popped up this week for new releases. And this is kind of an episode, or sorry, not episode, but part of the show that also we want you guys' input on, Chris and Ricky. Breach, I know you have one that you want to talk about seriously because you've actually mentioned it to me. So I'm going to jump on you and see if it's the same thing that I think that you're going to talk about.
We're talking new games now?
Yes.
Or what we've been playing? Oh, I guess it's the same. I picked up Final Fantasy XII Zodiac Age.
So how have you been enjoying that, actually?
The video is a lot more crisp. The audio is still a little tinny, but honestly, I was talking to Pro Jared in his stream about it, and he agrees, like, outside of re-recording the whole thing, there's not much they could have done to fix that. So for just a remaster, it's retailing at $50, and I think Target even has the Steelbook Collector's Edition mispriced because it's rolling at $50 as well.
Ooh.
Hint, hint, go buy, people. For what it is, you're getting a good game, and it's a lot more of a challenge than the 12 we remember on PS2. Like, I remember 12 being kind of a muddy, muffled mess from its presentation before, which didn't help its cause that it was so drastically different. But now it has kind of that modern beauty that you can overlook the differences, and plus Final Fantasy strayed way far away from where it was in 7, 8, 9, 10. So I think this is really this game's time to shine, and I think people would be doing themselves a disservice not giving it at least a shot.
Yeah, especially for $50. You're getting
for 50 new,
yeah.
And you're going to be able to find it used probably at 30 within the next 2 to 3 months.
at GameStop.
Or,
Power
or
to the
any
players.
other secondhand retailer of your choice.
Best Buy. Yeah. No, actually, Best Buy is actually doing secondhand stuff now, too, if you guys didn't know that.
Yeah,
Are they still doing it? I know they tried it there for a little bit and stopped.
I
didn't
know
they brought it
my
back.
Best Buy is still doing it, because I was in there the other day, and there was a couple kids that were trading in games and doing all that jazz. So I think it's just maybe like a few Best Buys that are doing it, probably still.
I think they've still got their stock of what people traded in. They're just trying to get rid of it.
Yeah.
But for the most part, Best Buy is becoming a cell phone and washer-dryer store.
Yep.
God, no joke.
Washer Emporium, Best Buy.
You get a fridge thrown in every now and then just for good measure.
Well, H.H. Greg died, so someone had to pick up the mantle.
You know, and I actually in Best Buys, and you know, it's sad to see this, but you're starting to see less and less computer components in Best Buys, and that used to be the place where to go buy stuff for your computer. That used to be the place.
I was actually last week looking to go resituate my monitor situation so that I'm not using an old 42-inch plasma TV as my computer monitor, and maybe get something, you know, that is worth a shit. And they had like two selections. They had a 4K monitor and then like your bottom of the barrel monitor. There's like no in-betweens there right now.
Yeah, one that still uses like VGA and DVI. Yeah, those monitors are terrible. For the longest time, I actually had a monitor. I had two monitors. I had a nice HDMI, which is the one I'm using right now. I've had it for a number of years. And then I had a second one that didn't have HDMI. It had VGA only, and it was like a brand new monitor. Like, I bought it from Walmart. It was a VGA monitor. It was, I think it was like 23 inches or whatever, but it only had one input. It was VGA, and it was still like $180-something bucks, which is ridiculous. Yeah, which is ridiculous. You know, and I'm thinking
at that point, just get
I'm thinking like,
19-inch
how much would it cost them to freaking put an HDMI input on that thing? How much?
$5.
Yeah, how much would it have cost me? I mean, heck, the monitor could have cost $200, and if it had HDMI, I would have still bought it. You know, I bought the darn thing not knowing that it only had VGA. I didn't pay attention to, you know, what it had on it or anything. I just saw, oh, hey, 23-inch monitor, heck yeah, $180. That's a pretty good deal. I get home and find out that it only has VGA. And so I actually had to go out and get a DVI to VGA adapter. I had to buy one of those suckers.
Another $30.
Yeah, that's another $30, and they actually still make those things, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, I kind of know what Breach is kind of going through. Yeah, with the Best Buy type stuff, you know, going in there and seeing that they have a 4K gaming monitor for like $500, and then they got the low end model for like $120, and it's a piece of crap. But no, anyway, going back to me, I've actually been playing Kerbal Space Program. I don't know if you guys have ever played that, but
aware of it, never played it.
Yes, I absolutely love it. Currently, right now, I am recreating the Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo missions. I'm halfway through the Mercury. I'm on Mercury 3 right now, or actually it'd be Mercury 8, because they actually started with Mercury 7, Mercury 8, Mercury 9, and then Mercury. It just went up from there. It's because, like, actually, they're the way that NASA did them in the beginning, their test rockets were actually named after a mission. So if it was like a test rocket, it got a mission label. So like Mercury 1 was a test, Mercury 2 was a test, all the way up till Mercury 6,
which was an actual.
Yeah. Which was an actual like mission. So anyway, but yeah, no. So yeah, I'm recreating the Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo missions currently right now. I'm currently on Mercury 8. Right now, I believe it's either Mercury 8 or Mercury 9. I can't remember. I have to go look at my save state. But I had to go in and do a bunch of modding and stuff to the Kerbal space parts and stuff, which was really cool because I actually found some mod parts, but I actually had to create some, which wasn't hard. I just had to pull some parts from different mods and put them in a file folder and, you know, kind of mix them around or whatever. But it's been a lot of fun.
You make it sound so easy.
Well, it's YouTube, man, YouTube. I mean, I've said this for a number of years. YouTube should have their own university, seriously, because you learn more from watching YouTube videos than you do actually at a university.
You mentioned that, but they kind of do with the MIT OpenCourseWare stuff.
Yes,
probably not. Well, some of it's game related, but most MIT classes for like their entry level stuff, they'll actually put on YouTube the full lecture sessions.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane, and this is going to be another episode for another day. But I've learned more from YouTube, like learning stuff. Like I learned how to build computers by watching YouTube videos. I've learned how to. I'm a golfer. I'm an assistant manager at a golf store in real life. Mm-hmm. I learned how to build clubs off of YouTube, like actually building them, you know, from scratch.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so I've learned how to do that. You know, I've learned finance. I've learned marketing from YouTube. I've learned, you know, podcasting from YouTube. I've learned radio from YouTube. I mean, I've learned just about anything that I know now that I know, like, seriously, I've learned off YouTube. And if
and to be honest, it's so second nature that until we started talking about it, I didn't even think about, like, what's the first thing that we do when we don't know how to do something?
You go to YouTube.
Go to YouTube. How to blank.
Exactly. I mean, seriously, I've said it for a number of years. I really think YouTube should have a university, or Google should have a university. It wouldn't be like a Trump university because you would actually be getting an education.
Shots fired.
Yeah, boom. But
we do one political segment,
and it's already starting.
And now we're fucking Anderson Cooper all over the place.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, we're Anderson Cooper, or we're what's that guy's name?
Bill Maher.
Bill Maher.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Can I be Alex Jones?
Yeah, you can be the Alex Jones Show.
They're made of sulfur and they smell like demons.
Oh God!
They're turning the frogs gay.
I saw that. I
immediately apologize.
I saw that. Oh my God.
This is why we can't take me nice places, people.
Oh man. Oh, I saw that on Facebook and I couldn't stop laughing. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen. But no, I mean anything and everything is on YouTube. If you need to find out something about something, go look it up on YouTube or Google it. I mean, Google and YouTube have been. I think they have given more knowledge to people than being in school. I mean, and that's just my opinion. I mean, people might not think that, but that is my opinion. I mean, there's my dad and my mom were school teachers, and there were things that they would pull up off of YouTube, and the kids would learn about it better that way than my father teaching them. I mean, that's just how it is today. Kids are more interactive when it comes to media and electronics and that type of stuff than reading out of a book. I mean, that's just how it is today.
Well, I think a part of that would be like a lot of YouTube is used in, I guess, what I'll call layman terms.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like broken down to like the sum of its parts, because it's like, I didn't understand how to do this at first. Here's how I figured it out. Da 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 da.
Yeah.
Instead of a very like methodic, lesson planned thing that came from the state to teach, an entire
government-based,
classroom of people.
government-based teaching lessons.
Well, and at that, it comes across as a conversation, not a "this is this." It's not. Exactly. It's not a telling you something. It's a discussing with you.
Yeah, like one of my favorite YouTubers, and you guys might know who this is, Smarter Every Day. I love that YouTube channel, and if you guys are out there listening, you guys need to watch it. It's Smarter Every Day on YouTube. I mean, the guy is just he has visual explanations that he does. I mean, he goes through it step by step on what he's showing you and like everything. Or Backyard Scientist is awesome too.
I do love me some Backyard Scientist.
Backyard Scientist, I love him too. Him and Smarter Every Day, I love. And then of course Forgotten Weapons. If you want to know more about like weapons and stuff, Forgotten Weapons is awesome. Ian Poulter, Ian McCollum. Sorry, not Ian Poulter. Ian McCollum. I mean, this guy takes apart weapons and shows you all the parts and how they are put together in the gun, which is really, really awesome. So if you're wanting to become a weapon expert, all you have to do is watch Forgotten Weapons, and you'll become a weapon expert very easily.
You never know when you might need that.
No, seriously. Actually, one of our friends, Greg, Achilles Breach, when he went to UCF, he took a weapons expert class, expert course class, didn't he?
That wouldn't surprise me because I'm actually going to see him next weekend, so I'll tell him this to his face. Greg's a squirrely motherfucker from time to time, so that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I do want to drop something just to bring it back to gaming. We mentioned you guys are you started out part of the fighting game community. You still are, but that's where a lot of the interest in like, hey, you know what? We're going to be doing this anyways. Might as well do it and have a camera in front of us. The fighting game community's biggest tournament of the year for most games is going on right now in Vegas, EVO.
Evolution.
Mm-hmm. And if you're watching Twitch, if you're browsing through the top games, you're seeing Tekken 7, Street Fighter 5, Smash. Things that don't normally break the top 10 are in like the 2, 3, and 4 spot this weekend. And do yourself a favor because it is the best of the best going at it. There are celebrity appearances. I think Jamie Lee Curtis goes most years. Mm-hmm. Xavier Woods from the WWF, his real name's Austin Creed, is going to be there. Gerard Khalil from the Completionist is going to be there. So do yourself a favor and watch at least some of the matches.
I'm
I'll
gonna
tell you
definitely
one
do it.
thing. Evo is one thing to watch. It is a whole nother thing to experience.
Yeah, you guys actually went a few years ago, didn't you?
I went. Ricky's been to majors. He went to like final round and fall classic. I actually like flew out to Vegas to compete at Evo in 2012.
Oh wow.
That's really bad. Actually, you're our second guest that's been out to compete in Evo.
Really?
Yeah. Remember Scribe?
Yeah, Scribe D, man.
Yeah. He always competes at Killer Instinct.
Nice.
Yeah. So we don't talk about fighting games a lot, except for when Jester and I are on a Mortal Kombat kick, and it's going to be picking up a lot more with Dragon Ball Fighter Z, since I'm going to get roped into that with you guys. And but
We need a practice dummy. Thank you for volunteering.
You knew it was going to happen. You're going to be better off playing the CPU, but you knew it was going to happen. But no, for as little as we talk about fighting games, we enjoy them, and a lot of our guests have too. So,
Little behind the scenes on us right now. Ricky's actually currently playing Third Strike.
that's a fun game that I've played once.
That's pretty awesome, actually. I've never. I've been to one major event. I went to MLG Columbus a couple years back.
And we've been to the Quake.
And we've been to Quake Championships, which is also really cool. But I've really been to one major. I went to MLG Columbus a couple years ago whenever they had the CS tournament there, and it was an awesome experience. Got to meet some awesome players. Got to go behind the scenes, which was really neat because I got to see how these professional teams like do stuff like away from them being on the stage. And it's really like seeing like a professional sporting team. I mean, they are really kind of in their own. They're doing their own thing. They're trying to get themselves focused for what's getting ready to happen. And so it was a life-changing experience because not only got to see like how pro players act, but I really got to see the community and how they are at like major events. Because I mean, honestly, for the longest time, I thought the CS community was like terrible. I mean, they're just very inappropriate, mean. Not very forthcoming, not very nice or welcoming. But whenever you go to these majors, you see a lot of like people that are from other countries or nationalities, and just very forthcoming, and just it's a very nice experience to see that, because it's like, well, this is not how it is whenever we play at all. This is very different. So it really kind of changed my outlook on the CS community, which was really nice.
I always say, if you feel like your community is just trash, go to a live event and actually see the people that take it seriously.
Exactly.
Well, a live event, and I think every community that has kind of a ranked playlist, I would venture to say everyone in the lower levels, not everyone, but you're always going to experience some of the toxicity in the lower levels of gameplay there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
exactly.
Whether it's Overwatch, whether it's League, whether it's CS, you're going to have your assholes that are like, Blue, do what I fucking told you every round.
Just
and
about,
they won't listen to anything. So, but once you get to a higher tier where everyone's focused on themselves and they're focusing on playing the best game they can, not trying to be better than the people in their team. That's when you start running into that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree. Well, hey, we have run out of time. Guys, I want to thank everybody who came in and listened today. Especially, I want to thank our special guest from Silent Hero Live on Twitch, Ricky and Chris. Guys, I can't thank you enough for being on the show. We would love to have you back on another episode in the future. I'm definitely a fan now. I'm going to be watching your guys' live streams now, and I'm definitely going to be watching the VODs, especially the Retro Fridays, and I'll have to check back in and see if you guys implement some of the ideas that I throw at you guys. So I'm kind of excited about that.
See, now that's how we hook you. We stole an idea. Now you have to wait and watch for it.
I'm very excited about it. But hey, I got some social media stuff. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I do want to close out with one thing before we completely wrap up the show. I'm not sure we're going to have another show before it happens. Boogie2998 Stephen Williams, is
Yep.
going to have his gastric bypass surgery on the 25th. So just if you hear this, thoughts and prayers are with you, man. Best of luck, and we're really excited for you to take this next step in the journey of your life.
Yeah, I mean, he
Really looking forward to you being the best you can be, because you've spread positivity and love to literally everyone you've tried to interact with.
I mean, I found him one day, and we'll wrap up here soon. I found him one day as one of his Francis videos, his rage videos, and just fell in love with just his rage videos. And then I found out that it was a character, not an actual person, and so that kind of brought me in even more. Like, this guy plays somebody to kind of bring us in, and then he becomes a real person in his real personality, and is just an unbelievably just great, thoughtful person. And I watched his YouTube video talking about it. He's talking about how he drank his last Mountain Dew, last caffeinated beverage. He can no longer drink caffeinated beverages that have caffeine in them. There's a lot of things he can't drink anymore after he does this.
Yeah, just so much that you can't do with that life change.
Yeah.
But it's going to be so much better for him.
Oh, very much so.
If you guys are on Twitter out there, feel free to drop by his Twitter page and drop some love. I know he gets a lot of shit on there from the asshole of the internet that can be Twitter sometimes, but spread some love.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, like Breach said, thoughts and prayers are with him, especially from us. It's a huge step, and very I'm not gonna say it's a dangerous procedure, but it can be. It can be a dangerous procedure, especially
Anytime you're going under
Yeah.
the knife, it can get dicey.
very much so, very much so. But our thoughts and prayers are with him. But for here, we're gonna be wrapping things up. If you guys want to know more about Silent Hero Live, they're on Twitch at twitch.tv/silent. Silent Hero Live. Sorry, my dyslexia just about kicked in there. They're also on Instagram at instagram.com/silent_hero_streaming / and then on Facebook they are Silent Hero Live, and on Twitter you can hashtag them and at them at Silent Hero Live. Chris, Ricky, can't thank you enough for being on the show. Again, we would love to have you on again, and I look forward to watching some of your streams, and hopefully some of the listeners drop by and show you guys some love too.
I can't thank you guys enough for giving us the opportunity to get on here and kind of spread the word a little bit, and would love to be back. Had a great time.
Awesome.
I loved every minute of it.
For Chris and Ricky and my co-host Breach, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. We had an awesome show. We look forward to seeing you guys again on the next episode, which will be, I believe, in the next couple of weeks. So be sure to watch Twitter and be watching us, as we will be announcing our next episode, maybe having a next special guest or not. But anyway, this has been the Hero Bros episode number 74. Go out, play some games, have some fun, and we will see you on the next one.